All right, you're welcome back. You're still there on top Good Morning Niger show on top Wazobia TV. Check your time. 10 minutes now, waka past the hour of 8. Time don't reach for us to send you interesting conversations. We go center around happenings for Inside Niger. Today, this beautiful day, we get a correct cadet guest for Inside the studios. Now you're going to need to know who this person be. Today, we get Professor Chris Nwokobia Jr. for Inside the studios. Even a political analyst, political juggernaut. And if you remember, for Inside 2011, him being emerged for under the Liberal Democratic Party of Nigeria, LDPN, as a presidential candidate. Today we're going to discuss many for inside about things where they happen for inside the polity of Nigeria. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Good
to have you here.
Good morning, my pleasure.
Good to have you.
All right, first of all, we will just talk about our top story for today. Now, our top story concerns the declaration of assets by the president and also the vice president. And now, governors, they come outside talk, say, not pressurize us in declaring our assets because according to the Constitution, we're not supposed to declare our assets publicly. We fit do out with the code of conduct bureau. So now, what do you feel say the governors at this point supposed to do? Do they need to follow suit to the president, or they actually get rights to say they don't want to declare their assets publicly?
The truth, we say, waiting the law talk, we say you could declare your assets. Okay. You not talk whether you could do them secretly or publicly. Okay. It's your choice whether you could do them in the public or not. But because of waiting they happen for our country and where we are and where we're coming from, it is only natural that since the president don't show goodwill and show commitment to decorum and transparency, say you declare your asset the way in do them. But for those when they position already, when don't declare before, whether through the Code of Conduct Bureau alone, that's a secret, waiting the law provide, we say when they finish their tenure, then go declare again. But as me and you, they talk.
It has not happened so far.
Former president, when say declare on secretly through the Code of Conduct Bureau, he never declare again. And I think that as we talk now, the time don't reach for government to ensure say people adhere strictly to the law.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, talking about governance, today marked the first 100 days of our very own Oga Presido. Today over the weekend.
Saturday.
We don't mark 100 days inside office. Now, I know say this is an ongoing thing we don't do for a while now. We go say first 100 days, first 100 days. How you go, you feel say even they're relevant in the first place, say we they observe this thing called first 100 days in office, and how you go mark Oga Buhari, because plenty sentiments don't they surround in first 100 days in office. The Boko Haram crisis, the Chibok girls never return, according to economic experts, we don't lose 1.1 trillion naira for inside the stock market because of the hazy or the uncertainty for inside the economic terrain. Some don't even attribute them saying that because they never appoint ministers. Plenty other issues we surround Oga Presido on top in head. How you go actually score without a bias or favor for first 100 days of office?
Make us talk this thing. When the concept of first 100 days begin in 1933 through Franklin Roosevelt, now under economic crisis, so he decided to give in people confidence in government. So he say after the first 100 days, he go tell them how in don't work reach. And interestingly, that idea spread around the world. As we talk now, all over Nigeria, for the first 100 days of Buhari, people they talk saying don't try. Because even yesterday night, there was an opinion poll through Channels TV. About 90% of the people who enter the poll say the president has done well. What is important, we say, with issue of terrorism, if I tell you, say, the whole of last year, now about 7,000 people Boko Haram killed. We don't pass middle of the year now. Now about 450 people Boko Haram don't kill. That means that comparatively, everything they come down. And the truth is that for the first time in our history, since this Boko Haram problem started in 1999, then we get what they call programmatic, organized approach at ensuring, say, would kill terrorism and insurgency. And the good work when our president don't do. He don't visit Chad, he don't visit Niger, he don't visit Benin Republic, he don't visit Cameroon, he don't go see the G7, he don't go America. All our diplomacy make our neighbors and people who care about Nigeria for fit help us fight insurgency and terror. And as me and you they talk now, the Boko Haram don't lose almost all the territory. Even in Sambisa forest, then they destroy everything when Boko Haram they take work. So in terms of security, now small, it could not be like where they order pizza. If you order pizza, they bring them now, or you put something for microwave, it could just come out now. Waiting would they talk about governance, not be small worker. And make I tell you, for 4 years when we vote Mr. President to stay for power, you have 1,400 days in 4 years. So what would they talk about now?
Just one out of the
14. Over 14. And the first leg, the show say Nigeria go better. Because even in terms of the anti-corruption, people don't they know say not be like before. People know say if you steal, trouble they wait for you, you know. And that's another thing when our president they do when good. The issue about the economy, you know, when they appoint ministers, the stock market will build confidence. Every other business will build confidence because you know who they deal with directly. You know, that one will pick up, you know. I think that overall, in 100 days, our president don't do well.
All right, so yes, as you even applaud, I'm saying 100 days you don't actually do well. A lot of people don't even file suit against them concerning the appointment. Now, you know the normal the particular appointment where don't raise a lot of controversial statements and talk all around, the appointment of the Controller General of Customs, Ahmed Ibrahim Ali. So I would just want to ask, in your own opinion, you feel, say, putting him there as a colonel, putting him to head customs, is not the right thing for the presidency to do?
Yeah, especially as he not be the deputy, normally according to...
Make her give you interesting information. The only thing we're going to make people say, okay, but on a toxin a change on a one. The truth we say, since Nigerian customs, they exist. You're not going to believe, say, more of the people who don't head customs as controller come from outside. Most people don't know, you know. The custom service, the Controller General, sometimes na political appointment, and you fit appoint anybody when you believe, say, you go fit do am. They don't appoint outright civilian before. They don't appoint civil servant before as Controller General of Customs. So if they appoint them, what is important now make we ensure, say, these agencies work well. The only thing with me, I don't talk, and you know, I'm a Buharist. I worked with him. I was the DG of Change Ambassadors of Nigeria, a campaign group that worked with Buhari, you know. But I think that as we grow as a nation, we should be able to look inside most times and get the best people to take responsibilities, you know. But beyond that, those when they talk say they never do them before. No, for custom, they do them always, you know. And then those when they talk say it may not be the right thing. Ahmed Ali, from the records we will get, now strong man, we go fit help, you know. But as we grow as a country, I know say the time they come when instead of strong man, we'll have strong institutions. Because to move forward as a nation, what you need now, strong institutions, not necessarily strong men.
All right, what people actually need to understand, say our phone lines are open. If you want to ask any question, begin call us on top of phone line 012772195, 012777195, 012778195. Toll free number 0800 Wazobia TV.
All right, so looking beyond the first 100 days in office, Oga Buhari definitely still gets a long way to go on top the chair. But we look at key sectors for inside Obodo Naija, like education, for example. This recurrent issue of non-payment of salaries, non-payment of teacher salaries, the issues of the bailout funds. What do you feel, say, they're solely responsible for this reoccurrence of every time we hear, say, workers on salaries unpaid, teachers' salaries unpaid, states cannot generate their own revenue, so they have to go crying to the government. How you feel, say, states fit to lay out a ground plan will go ensure, say, they can generate revenue, they can independently take care of certain things that they need to take care of, will be the building blocks, the key areas for inside their different states?
No, I think before I go even hit that one, the issue about balancing appointment, because many of our people would like to hear about that one.
Please.
You know, the man won't go court. I think saying go court too early because he reached thousands of appointments when Mr. President go make. The ministers, they never make up. Some when they talk say, oh, the major appointments don't go. Minister of Finance never go. Minister of Petroleum never go. Minister of Budget and Planning never go. Minister of Defense never go. So a lot of things. And then DGs, they never appoint DGs. So when Mr. President saying go balance appointment, then make we wait. He say by September, we will get cabinet. So make we wait. The person don't, it too waka quick, you know, because if now, when he don't finish appointment, then you say, okay, not balance am. Federal character, chapter 2 of the Constitution, they not follow am. So if you go court, you know. So I think anybody when they complain now, will they complain because we say, okay, Mr. President, do what in Constitution talk. Do carry everybody along, you know, but to go court, it is too early in the day. You're not going to get anything. But about education, nothing past education, you know. You get what my papa tell me when I was small. Say, an educated community is an enlightened one and liberated for success and progress. Yeah. Unfortunately here, over the years, our people know they put eye for education. And then the one when the pain pass, we say you go sign paper with people when they work for schools. ASU, NASU, you know, go bam. Small time, then go begin go strike. It's not good. Then the issue about bailouts, you know, salaries. The Bible talks a person when work, you must pay. Quran talks, say, not deny a workman in wages, you know. So if you look at everywhere, God they say anything when person do when good, make you give him thank you, give him in wages, you know. Unfortunately, because of the way they run our country, you know, so our constitution get big wahala. You know, man go get everything for a compound. You go say, na Abuja go give am waiting, they go take the chop. You know, that's a bad constitution. So now with the talk, say National Assembly get to look at them. The PIB, Petroleum Industry Bill, then get to look at them. Look at how you go make sure, say every region, they use their wealth, they prosper. The way we take down for First Republic, you know, say for the Southwest, for First Republic, the Western region, First France get TV. Cocoa House, now from Cocoa, them build them. Everything they work because when they receive their money, then go pay tax and some money give federal government. Then use the other one, they get it back. But unfortunately, what you will get now, the military and the way they take tamper with the constitution can't turn states to beggarly appendages, beggars. So if you come now, you will go beg federal government for what you get. You know, so states not going to defeat work. And they're not going to get too much money. So they're not going to pay wages. It'd be like my friend state, Osun State. The man don't work. He don't know say price of oil will come down. He don't know say supply of oil will go. Now mistake, but now love for him people. He not going to pay salary meet up. Others, now the cases of stealing money, but they don't be say he overloving people call overwork. But you know, Nigerian politics, then name them come they use talk the matter. But waiting. The important now be say we get to think about how we make our federalisms effective for the states if they fit raise money because states must begin do business.
Of course.
I remember when we were small, my father was a career civil servant. He was a PAMSEC before he died. You know, my papa they get Ministry of Agriculture when get poultry farms, get farms everywhere. Do you understand? And food not they difficult that time because every state get Ministry of Agriculture when get farms when they produce food. You know, the time don't reach for states to begin their enterprising. They do business so that they go raise money, pay salary, raise money, take care of children, raise money, they do good for the people. Because if they're not doing like that, if they continue to beg the federal government, it go there difficult. They go bail out today, they go bail out tomorrow. Development not go fit happen well. So the time don't come for everybody to beg National Assembly, make them look how they go take do that. I want to see the pyramids of granite again. I want to see the pyramids of cocoa. I want to see the palm fronts in the south and the southeast. I want to see the business from coal. I want to see beautiful roads. You know, when I go university for Enugu. I know how they do those roads. You know, I know how Ibadan take fine before. You know, we want to see those beautiful times again. And not only when we make the constitution such that every state go fit they raise money, they fit they do business. Not only when we do that one, we go fit solve all these problems.
All right, part of the reason why a lot of sectors, they actually fail for inside Obodo Nigeria now because of corruption. Now, we know say part of the agenda of the president now to fight corruption for inside Obodo Nigeria. Now, in your own opinion, how you feel say be the right way to fight corruption? Because a lot of people are bringing a suggestion. Number one, you need to cancel godfatherism. Number two, you need to put public people away, they corrupt inside a separate prison. People don't bring out different suggestions. So what do you feel to be the right way to tackle corruption for inside Nigeria?
I don't talk, say, you know, what's in the pay me pals, we say, when you talk about fighting corruption, some people go say, you they witch hunt PDP. Some go say, you they witch hunt Jonathan. And I don't talk, I'm saying, no, until when we realize that corruption are the major problem when we get for this country. And we unite against corruption, irrespective of the party when we follow, irrespective of the tribe when we be, the religion when we follow. If we realize, say, first, we owe our children and posterity an example. Not mind me, my papa teach me a lot of things, so I like what I'm every time when I did. My father once told me, he said, the only way you can move a country forward is to create monuments of reference and monuments of deterrence. You know, how you go to create monuments of reference? You go punish, like you talk, you go punish those people when they don't steal. So that tomorrow, children go say, the person went steal before, see where they go. You know, that is how to make society move forward. The fight against corruption not be only to release money or to develop Nigeria. Now to create a moral margin, to create moral foundation for the future. And so everybody when they this country should support the fight against corruption.
But really, who go create this moral margin where they talk about if the singular body, where the power they their body to execute and to pass legislation, we go make sure say corrupt people go jail. The judiciary go make sure say they sentence people who don't chop money, sentence them and give them a person. When those people themselves get questionable character, or it can't be like say that they're sympathetic towards corrupt cases, then what do you make? Who go come put this moral compass?
Our president don't talk saying go look for the best judges. And then as we talk, our party, the APC, don't talk say we'll create through the National Assembly special courts when go try corruption. And that one go make the cases against corruption fast. You know, because if we do these things fast enough, everybody when they serve go know say, government na service so not be to steal. You know, they will realize that if you're corrupt, you will end up for one prison. You know, and then the thing when you steal, then go take them from you. You know, if we begin to punish those who steal, the present and the immediate future and posterity, they're not going to steal again, you know. And those margins, you know, not be everybody went in this country. And, you know, every time when I hear people say every Nigerian is corrupt, I tell people, not talking where I do, because me are not they corrupt, you know. And I know say my late papa not they corrupt. I know say my younger ones. I don't know about you, because I know say the world, if to say the world, they filled of bad people, we're not going to stay there here now. Hitler for don't finish the world. Mussolini for don't finish the world. Idi Amin said for don't finish Africa, you know. But because good men they, now why then they talk about Mother Teresa? You know, they hear people talk about Idi Amin now, but then they talk about Mother Teresa, then they talk about Mandela, then they talk about Martin Luther King Jr., then they talk about Mahatma Gandhi, and all are good people, because the world believes in the good thing, now better pass. So I believe that if we gather as a people for this country, they sit down, say, not only good things we go to praise, this country go move forward. We got to change the way we do national orientation, you know, because if you get places where the people when they make chief, now people will be thief, you know, good.
All right, we actually need to wrap up this interview, but just a direct answer right now. You feel say corrupt leaders should be prosecuted?
Oh, yes.
All right. Thank you so much.
There is no way without, to move the country forward without
prosecuting them.
All
right. Thank you so much. So you enter our students to talk about the state, our political state for inside Nigeria right about now. Now, if you just join us and you're the one that which they talk about, yes, the person waiting for inside our studio, now Professor Chris Nwakobia. What's that? Nwakobia. Yes, and we talk about corruption and everything's them where if we make our Nigeria move forward. Thank you again.
Thank you so much for coming.
All right, we go actually need to buy a small break. Don't forget, so we get entertainment in Nigeria and international for you for front. We get business news, and of course we get sport levels for you sport lovers. So stay with us.
una know say una just enjoy the video they wanna just watch, make una sharply subscribe to our channel. Not darling.